Hi class, this is Tiffany. I am writing my paper on voter rights. Actually, to be more specific, ex-felon voter rights. Now, I am largely basing my argument on the information that I researched and found through the U.S. Constitution. Where I stand as far as voter rights for ex-felons is I feel that ex-felons should be allowed to vote. It's harmless. Literally, I feel that they should have the same rights as we do as American citizens to vote. Now, here's the thing. Incarceration is supposed to be a form of rehabilitation. You go to prison for 8 to 10 years. You by the time you get out, you should be pretty much well rehabilitated. So that should give you back some of your rights after you're released and you've served and paid all of your debt to society. And when I say that, I mean you've been released. What they're saying is, okay, you're ready to go back out here and operate and be a good citizen at this point. A part of being a citizen of the United States or an American citizen is to vote, is to choose who you feel would be the best leadership for our country. And you should have that opportunity to do that. Your rights are taken away when you're incarcerated. When you are released, your rights should be restored, some of them anyway. Let me give you some information that I found during my research. Okay, so let's go to the U.S. Constitution. The U.S. Constitution, and I don't have visual aid this time, I do apologize for that. But the U.S. Constitution simply states in Amendment number 8, it says that there should be no excessive bail, nor any excessive fines, nor we can't impose any cruel or unusual punishment against you to stop you from voting. We can't do that. The government cannot do that. They're not allowed. To me, I feel like it's a form of bullying. Okay, you've been in jail, so I'm still penalizing you. You're still going to be penalized because you were locked up, whatever crime it may be. And I'm not saying that to give these people a check and pat them on the back and send them on their way where you've suffered enough type situation. No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying that you've served your time, you've paid your debt to society, and as it relates to that, it's time for you to make step number one step after the other, and start to rebuild your life. Try to have a piece of that little American dream, if that's what you see fit for you. Now, there's also Amendment number 25. 25 says, though, it says the rights of a citizen of the United States to vote shall not be denied or abridged by the United States or by any state or on account of race, color, or previous condition of or previous condition of, it looks like I can't write clear, gratitude or previous condition. Let's just leave it at that. Previous condition, which means whatever situation you were in previously before you were able to vote. Here's the thing, I've never been in prison, but this is an example. For example, if I had been in prison, when I get out of prison, I go get me a job, I find me a place to stay, I try to reconnect with some of my family, maybe some friends are still around there, or I build new friends. But my personality and attitude has completely changed. I see how important and I see what it really means to actually be out here and walk around free and be able to do the things I want to do, buy what I want to buy, eat what I want to eat. Now, here's the other side of that. We got a presidential race coming up, and all my friends or family are speaking in reference to who they're going to vote for, who they believe are good, who they believe are bad. I can engage in the conversation, but I can't go vote because I've been convicted of a crime. They're not going to let me have the privilege to vote anymore. You're not licensed to vote. You are an American citizen. You have American rights. You have a birth certificate in this country. You have a social security number. I should be able, if in that particular instance, I should be able to go and vote. I should be able to go down to the polls and choose just like my family and friends and I discussed. You know what I'm saying? Honestly, I think that's a form of bullying on our country's part. Like, I just don't feel like it's right. I've seen some crazy articles. There was an article I found in the New York Times where they were talking about voter rights and gun rights. Like, okay, wait a minute. One thing they're not the same thing. It's like apples and oranges here. We're talking about somebody being able to go to a poll and vote. You're adding gun rights on there to dissuade people, sheep, which most of them think that we are. You're adding gun rights on there to dissuade us from allowing them to be able to vote. That's still a form of bullying, and it's still a penalty based on the amendment. That's unusual, don't you think? It looks unusual to me. I mean, just for a hot second, think about it. I'm not trying to give anybody a special award for getting through prison. That's not what we're doing here. What I am trying to do, though, is I'm trying to look at it from a perspective of a normal human. I earned my right as a citizen in the United States by simply being born here. Do you understand? And then those people earned their right to be a citizen by simply being born here. Okay, yes, you committed a crime. You did something wrong against another person. It could have been me. It could have been anybody. But once you've served your time, once you've paid your debt to society, some of your regular American rights should be restored. Now, even let's go to the gun. Let's go to the gun rights. Let's talk about that. The gun rights, to me, it should be based on the type of crime. If a person has committed a violent crime, say murder, mass murder, something psycho like that, no, I'm not giving you a gun. I'm not going to give you something that tempts you. That's like giving a drug addict some drugs. It's like saying, okay, this person is on heroin, but we're not gonna penalize them for being on heroin. So we'll just give them, we'll just keep giving them pills that have a little bit of heroin in it, and then that way they should be okay. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. Cold turkey for you. Cold turkey. Like, that's not something that I feel I am for. I'm not for that. But someone who's committed a non-violent crime, like maybe they shoplifted, maybe they broke into a car, you see what I'm saying, or something like that, like a non-violent crime, like literally I think, maybe you can ease a way to give them back their right to carry, the right to arm. But otherwise, I just honestly, I think that trying to put that with voters' rights is just another way to be tricky, or to use, something against us that we shouldn't be penalized for. It's just not fair. So, in essence, I feel like, and I do go with, and I stand for voters' rights for ex-felons. I do believe that they should be allowed to vote. And this is Tiffany signing off. It was great having class with you guys. Thank you. Talk to you later. Bye.